What's up, people? Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Love and Relationships, and of course today we're still in our series where we're discussing about besties in a relationship. Who's a bestie in a relationship? Should a bestie really portray him or herself in a relationship? And of course today someone here is joining me, someone very beautiful. She is joining me in the show, and of course I'm having one-on-one with her where we are going to be splitting and breaking down, having conversations on issues concerning besties in a relationship. Please introduce yourself to us.
Hello everyone, I'm so happy they're being hosted by William. My name is Bena Nikesa. Thank you so much.
Right, so Bena, we have had these, you've always had conversations in social media whereby a lot of people are talking about this whole thing about besties in relationships. Of course, you always have these whole issues of besties of opposite sex. Of course, most times you're having that, and then there's also whereby you're in a romantic relationship with someone. So you find yourselves involved in this relationship, but also with a bestie in a picture. So what do you have to say about it? Like, what is your take on this? Like, having a bestie in a relationship, can it make a healthy kind of relationship? And if yes, like what are some of these boundaries that besties should have when they're in a romantic relationship? So, like, what's your take on this? What do you have to say about this?
Okay, to me, besties in a relationship, yeah, I do support it, but also it depends.
Yeah.
It depends on the kind of a partner you're dealing with. So if your lover is able to understand you as a person, know your character, know who you are, then that can ease that thing of besties, because the person will be able to understand that, yeah, this one is so and so's bestie because I know how my lover is.
Yeah.
So it depends on how your partner is able to understand you, understand your character.
Okay, that's so good. But then you also have this issue whereby, yes, there's your partner understanding it, but most times you make things complicated. Having a bestie is not bad, like you say, but now the issue comes when, like, you don't create these boundaries within you and your bestie. Because for me, what I think, like, it depends on the dynamics. Because if you're having your bestie and then you're having someone you're also involved with in a romantic kind of relationships, now this is where the dynamics are going to come in, whereby you're supposed to prioritize one thing. Because most times people, of course, mix up these things. We don't create boundaries. We prioritize giving more time to our besties than someone you're involved in a romantic kind of relationship. You understand? So what are one of these things that make our partners feel uncomfortable with us having besties? Like, what do you think really is the problem? Like, because the whole idea of having besties is not really bad, but of course there are some of these things that don't make our partners comfortable with us having these people in our lives.
Okay. To a larger extent, this issue of besties should be limited. When you're to enter into a relationship, you have to limit those things of besties. Because I think if you're to fall in love, of course, you're meant to make that person that you're falling in love with your bestie, because there's some things that you're meant to do with a bestie, and most of them are needed in a relationship. So this issue of besties, I think when you enter into a relationship, you have to limit them. Because besties, of course, will need time, but when you're to enter into a relationship, you have to give more time to the person that you're in love with.
Yeah.
So it has to be limited if you're to enter into a relationship.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah. So you're talking about the limitations, like creating boundaries. For example, if you're spending much time with your bestie and like you're not giving the same time to your partner, someone you've followed with in a romantic kind of relationship. To me, I think yeah, those are one of the things that really create this kind of misunderstanding and making your partner feel uncomfortable and such kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's all about really having those limits
Yeah.
and creating boundaries, because the whole idea of having besties is not bad.
Remember, this is opposite sex.
Yeah.
So of course your partner might understand your bestie, but of course there's some things that you have to limit, because since it is opposite sex, anything can happen. Yeah, that too much closeness can enable anything to happen. So you don't have to give much time to your bestie if you're to enter into a relationship.
That's so good. So you realize like the whole idea about having besties, we come to understand that it's not something that is really bad.
Yeah, it is not really bad. Since you as a person, you have decided to enter into a relationship, so you have to limit some things and focus on your relationship in order for you to stabilize it and to take it a step ahead. Yeah.
So basically, we realize that many times when you enter into a relationship, you find it very hard. Remember, like you have this friend of yours, like you've been besties, but of course this is someone you're taking like more of your brother or your sister, but then you're not really. There's nothing going in between the two of you, and of course you decide now to fall in love with someone. Now it's going to become very hard for you to leave out your bestie just because you've got into another relationship. You understand? So when you in such kind of situation, like what are you really supposed to do? Because remember you've said when you enter into a relationship, you're supposed to concentrate on what and build up your relationship and make it work. But this is someone you've been with. It's the person is like more of your sister or brother. How are you going to remove this person out of the picture?
Now what you have to do is you making that person that used to be your bestie understand. Yeah, it is a matter of making someone understand and build up your relationship, because you can't continue the same way you were before falling into a relationship. Things have to change, since that is another part of life that you have to give time to.
Wow. Very interesting having you, Bena, in this conversation. It has really been so nice hosting you. And to our dear viewers, today we have come to the whole conclusion of this topic of besties. So we come to a conclusion that having besties really in a relationship is not something that is really bad, but we are talking about boundaries. Now, these things can make a relationship work out, even with a bestie in a picture, because trust is the most important thing. So I believe where there's trust, there's also transparency.
Eliminate that those misunderstandings between you. Since, for example, if you're able to understand what kind of a person that you're dealing with, and you're able to understand him or her in every situation, meaning each and everything is able. So you have to just understand each other and know what kind of a person that you're dealing with, so that can ease anything in a relationship.
Oh, that's so nice. The main conclusion here about this whole thing of having bestie in the picture in your relationship, it's all about creating boundaries. So thank you so much for watching, and catch us next time as we are introducing the next thing that we are going to be talking about in love and relationships. So thank you so much for watching. Catch you next time. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, like it, share your comments, what do you have to say about this, and see you next time. What do you have to say to the viewers?
What I have to say is that this issue of besties in a relationship, it is just a matter of making your lover understand it. So it's possible.